Have you ever had feelings of loneliness or emptiness, even when you're with your friends? Perhaps you have even felt ashamed or confused for feeling that way, as if you're not being thankful or appreciative of the people you have around you. Having friends is indeed essential for our emotional well-being, providing support, understanding, and companionship. Friends, the good ones at least, can serve as emotional life support. They not only share in your joys and sorrows, but also contribute to personal growth, health, and an overall sense of belonging. They can be wonderful treasures in life, but it is exactly this gleaming dynamic that can make toxic friends sneak under the radar. Toxic friends are far more common than most people realize. Sometimes they can be tricky to spot and even trickier to confront because they are wearing the innocent disguise of being your so-called friend. What's especially elusive is that these toxic friends might be convinced that their behavior is harmless. This makes them even harder to deal with because it greatly decreases the likelihood of them taking accountability for their actions. Continuing to befriend these individuals can take a huge toll on your mental and emotional health. Thus, it is important to recognize the signs of toxic friends early on. Today, we will explore these signs so that you can protect yourself mentally and perhaps even recognize some of them in your current circle of friends. The first sign of a toxic friend is if their presence leaves you feeling drained. It's crucial to observe your emotions when dealing with a potentially toxic friend. If you experience emotional exhaustion, a bad mood, anxiety, or sheer fatigue after spending time with them, these are indicators that the friendship is negatively affecting you and could be deemed unhealthy or toxic. The reason you feel drained can be one of many. For instance, some people unintentionally drain the energy of those around them due to their emotional struggles, constant complaining, or negativity. Another could be a lack of support. If your friend is not supportive or doesn't reciprocate the positive energy you invest in the relationship, it can lead to feelings of exhaustion. In any case, if you find yourself feeling drained around your friend, you must take some time for introspection and understand why you feel that way. The second sign of a toxic friend is if they do not respect your boundaries. True friends comprehend and honor personal boundaries. When someone intentionally disrespects you, or even if they accidentally cross your boundaries and brush it off when you confront them about it, that is a clear warning sign. Therapist Anna Marchenko points out that a deficiency of boundaries is a common characteristic of codependent friendships. In such friendships, friends become so intertwined that they lack proper separation and autonomy. Marchenko warns that when boundaries erode, the intensity of the connection between individuals can escalate to an unhealthy level for both parties. Here's an additional, but very important detail to pay attention to. Let's say you confront your friend about crossing the boundaries. Pay close attention to how they respond. If they say things like, "I was just joking, calm down," or if they brush it off like it's not important, this is just further confirmation that you're dealing with a friend who simply doesn't respect you. This leads to the third sign of a toxic friend, which is when they treat everything like it's your fault. Individuals with toxic traits struggle to take responsibility or admit to their mistakes. In such situations, they might even shift the blame onto you, portraying everything as your fault and holding you responsible for every aspect of the relationship. This can often be the reason why you're feeling the way we mentioned in the first sign, emotionally drained. Treating someone as a scapegoat to avoid responsibility is one of the trademark signs of a toxic person in general. If they continue to treat you this way, even after you have mentioned it to them, there is likely no reason to continue having a relationship with them. The fourth sign of a toxic friend is that they never seem genuinely happy for you. A true friend cheers for your success without jealousy or bitterness. Unlike fake friends who might feel uneasy about your achievements, a toxic friend may go as far as trying to undermine or embarrass you. For example, let's say you accomplished something that meant a lot to you. You spent weeks or even months preparing for a job interview, for instance, and you end up getting an amazing offer. A toxic friend might undermine your accomplishment by saying something like, "Yeah, good job, I guess." The company doesn't seem that prestigious, but if you're happy with it, then great. As you can see, this response is dismissive and even condescending. It is coupled with a disingenuous happiness that might leave you feeling confused or disappointed. This is a clear sign that they don't care. Their competitiveness and jealousy can even lead to them sabotaging your success and even discouraging you from doing things that are beneficial for you. And finally, the fifth sign of a toxic friend is they don't truly accept who you are. This is a big one that often sneaks under the radar. You might think that not accepting someone for who they are means insulting or degrading them, but that's not necessarily the case in toxic friendships. Instead, you'll find them constantly trying to fix you. They are constantly judging your decisions, behavior, and relationships with other people. They don't seem to respect your independence and subject you to their disapproval constantly. A psychological researcher once wrote, "One of the most mortifying situations is when someone well-intentioned gathers others to shame you for a flaw, thinking this will whip you into action. Other people aren't our projects, and just because we can solve a problem doesn't mean we should." There are countless reasons why a person might become toxic, but it typically boils down to how they've internalized their life experiences, especially those from their early environment. What's important to realize is that you do not deserve to suffer because of them. Friendships are about mutual benefits, honesty, and integrity. There is nothing wrong with drawing boundaries, and to put it quite simply, those who are willing to respect it or not end up revealing their true colors. It is important to make efforts to maintain your friendship if you believe it is repairable. However, if your so-called friend is showing the warning signs mentioned in this video, it might be wise to step back and let the friendship naturally fade away for your well-being. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell for future videos. Until next time, stay aware, stay empowered, and remember, knowledge is your greatest defense against the unseen forces that shape our world.